To my guy here. This is who we need
So
to talk
Raz,
about.
Raz, take us away on this one. We could get to the Rashod Bateman.
Rashod Bateman. Rashod Bateman, man, he's. I would love for the New York Fast Planes to get a receiver like this. Minnesota has been putting out some solid wide receiver prospects over the last couple of drafts.
Shout out Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, I mean he's buried somewhere. Where's that? Tampa Bay. They just have too much talent. Like that's tough.
He made some plays in that Green Bay game, if I remember off the top of my head.
I wanted the Jets.
That was the Kevin King pass interference call that sealed the game.
Shut up! Didn't they re-up his contract? How much they gave Kevin King?
Kevin King, it's like $6 million. Like this, he can make $6 million. It's more like $2 million.
Got you. But I mean, look, Bateman, man, he's just a target. Like I don't know how else to even put it. Like he
wins off the line really well. That's
a bad cornerback though. We should probably get another.
Wasn't that Greg Newsome?
Yeah, I like Greg Newsome, but Greg Newsome, he has that Northwestern stink on him. He got to get once the pro days and all that stuff happen. We'll talk more about the Greg Newsome, but as long as he's wearing that Northwestern helmet, there's nothing worth talking about.
Yeah, and you got to get hands on Bateman because if you don't, he'll shake you. He will route you up. He will definitely route you up if you don't get hands on him. And what was ironic for me was, Ravens signed Sammy Watkins, and I'm watching Sammy Watkins, and then I'm also looking at Bateman, and I see some similarities in terms of that run after catch because Bateman man, in 2 steps.
I don't know if Bateman is as fast as Sammy though, but I mean, I guess that's left to be seen. I gotta see, I gotta get into more of his film. I watched a lot of Bateman this year, but I need to break down a little bit just more of the clips to see what his in-game speed is like. Because Sammy's very fast once he gets that ball. Like he can't stay healthy, but running back. When he's healthy, like you said, he turns from receiver to running back quickly.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I don't trust any of the time speed this year. You definitely got to go off the tape because
for sure.
Everybody's running like they had the crib. I mean, it's 4.3s. But that's
every day. it's Pat speed, man. We all know that Pat speed.
That route right there, that extension on the catch across the middle, he's not scared of.
Strong hands. Yeah, he got strong hands.
And it took me a while to come around. It took me a while to come around on him because Chris and Kerry will tell you at first I was like, I see a guy who just eating up off coverage. All right, yeah, he's destroying off coverage. Great. But the more I watched, the more I was like, okay, it's more than that. Because when guys did try to prep him, he could get by him.
I think go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say that's not unique to him though. I mean, that's all college wide receivers, right? That adjustment to more press coverage is something all college guys have to deal with coming into the NFL. So I'm not saying, that's unique to him, but the more I watched him, the more I was like, man, this dude has got some nasty releases and some nasty routes. And that translates, right? I think that's one thing we see with wide receivers. If you can route dudes up and you can release off the line, that translates.
Yeah, I think he can be this year's Justin Jefferson. Just the way with his versatility, where he's inside, he's outside. He has the full array of release packages. His hands, he's, confident with his hands. Like there are guys where you see them jump up, try to, basket catch it. Not him. He's throwing those hands out and he's fully confident. Like I'm going to catch this ball no matter what.
It's a lot of pressure for him though, Justin
Jeff. Just Jeff. I see what you're talking about.
I see it though.
Think about it.
This is game speed though. This is game speed though. That's the game speed that Chris was talking about. Oh, not Chris. Mike was talking about, and it's just like.
He ran a 4.39 at his pro day. I don't know if
he looks more like a 4.5 guy to me. He looks more like 4.5.
He looked like 4.45.
Somewhere in there.
They were down 31 to Illinois.
No, think about it.
31 again.
I think one take on actual Minnesota this year because I thought it was pretty interesting going back through the tape. The tape this year is not as impressive as the 2019 tape on Rashod Bateman. Circumstance, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? He had Tyler Johnson with him in 2019 before. So a lot of that might be scheme. Is he a number one or is he that complimentary guy? But he has the ability. If you can play inside and outside, that question does not mean as much. And you can just fit inside of an offense pretty well. But I definitely think from some of these plays that I showed this year, definitely we saw a lot more of him being a vertical threat. You know what I'm saying? So I think if he can show that if he's running 4.39 is times don't mean anything in this class, but yeah, 4.39, even if you want to give him like a 4.45, like that's still plenty quick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had COVID in 2020. I didn't know that. I heard him on a podcast not too long ago. And he said he actually had COVID and then had to come back and play. And so, he said, look, it took me a while to get myself back, physically back to where I wanted to be. And, that might be why, maybe he didn't look as fast on some of those runs in 2020 as he did in 2019. So I don't want to, take the man's speed away from him. He probably is in that mid 4.4 range somewhere.